Hey you guys, Interceptor King here. This is the 2016 all-wheel drive Ford Utility Police Interceptor. Runs and drives perfect with absolutely no known mechanical issues whatsoever. It's got 162,985 at the time of this recording, and it drives perfect. The brakes feel great. These are meticulously maintained and upkept. They got rid of it because they got new vehicles in and they didn't have room for this anymore. This has Bluetooth, a rear view camera system, a backup monitoring system, heated side mirrors. Gets the government's #1 crash test rating, so it's the safest for your family. It's the only vehicle in the world, the police interceptors are, that have been crash tested to be rear-ended by another vehicle that's traveling 75 miles per hour. If you're at a complete stop and this vehicle gets rear-ended at 75 miles per hour, it's not gonna get crushed in the back end like a normal vehicle would, and it's got reinforced framing back there. People ask if they have third row seats. They don't have third row seats. A third row seat is not compatible with the reinforced framing back there and the crash and the with the crash test rating of 75 miles per hour. So there has a second row seat. I wouldn't put any of my loved ones in a third row seat in a civilian Ford Explorer. If it gets rear-ended, those people are going to be dead. So you can go get your third row seat and pray to God that you don't get rear-ended, because whoever's in those back two seats, it's not going to be good, you guys. This has reinforced framing in the back, which also prevents body roll. So everything about this vehicle is for optimum performance and handling on the road. Let's get out and do a walk around, and then I'll do we'll jump on the highway. This has a 3.7 liter naturally aspirated V6 that produces 304 horsepower. It's all-wheel drive. It's got winter performance tires on it. Looks like they have a lot of tread on it. Brakes feel great. This thing drives perfect. So this thing's meticulously maintained, you guys. The fact that it's got just under 163,000 miles, that tells me that a lot of stuff's already been done to this, and I'd say 90% that the timing, the water pump would have already been changed on this. I don't have the service records for this, but I don't see it going 163,000 miles without having the water pump already replaced. And that's one of the things that people complain about with these vehicles. And I've never had to replace one yet, so. And I've got one that's got 186,000 miles on it. And the water pump on that one was replaced before I got it, and it was replaced at like 140 something. So with the way that this drives and handles and gets up and goes just like it should, I'm sure all kinds of stuff on this vehicle is newer. And they meticulously maintain these because they have to keep them running in tip-top shape, because the law enforcement officers' lives depend on these vehicles running right. And the reinforced framing also, it prevents body roll, so that these won't pull out of the lane on curvy roads at high speeds. So these handle better at high speeds on curvy roads than your civilian Explorer is going to be able to do. And it's got a 3.7 liter V6 that produces 304 horsepower. I think a lot of those civilian Explorers have a 4-cylinder EcoBoost that produce like 240. So this is 64 horsepower more than that. This has a power seat, power side mirrors. This has the brake and gas pedal can move away from you or towards you. It has a low gear right here. You can press this, it'll downshift and keep it at a higher RPM. I'll demonstrate that on the highway when we jump on it. There's the rear view camera that pops up right here. You got Bluetooth, USB and auxiliary plug-ins right here. Rubber matted floors, which are easy to clean out. I just spray glass cleaner on them and wipe them down. All right, let's jump on the highway. And like I said, these vehicles get the government's #1 crash test rating. Idle hours are 4,384. A lot of people out here, there's a lot of Subarus out here. And in the wintertime, I go right past all them Subarus. Those Subarus get zero respect on the road. So these are are going to handle better than a Subaru or any civilian Ford Explorer that you could buy from Ford. These police interceptors have heavier duty wheels, tires, suspension, brakes, cooling, and charging systems. Stainless steel dual exhaust. That reinforced framing in the back. Yeah, this thing drives perfect, you guys. And no, the instrument cluster is not flashing. That's the camera. It's not actually doing that. It only shows up like that on the camera. These are all highway miles on this vehicle. Drives perfect. Here, I'll step on it a little bit. Everything feels great and tight. These have really good turn radius too. They're made so that you can turn around without having to do a, what is it called, a 3-point turn or whatever it's called. You can just go to the side, crank the wheel, do a complete 180 on a two-lane highway, no problem. Here, I'll demonstrate the low gear. You press this right here. It's going to downshift. You see the RPM range go up in a lower gear, and then I just turned it off. So anyways, these are awesome vehicles, great for road trips. Government's #1 crash test rating, so it's the safest for your family. This has winter performance tires on it. The state troopers out here, they run around on winter performance tires all year in Central Oregon. So I think it's funny when people call me or contact me and they start complaining right off the bat. It's like, you know what? If you don't like the mileage on this vehicle because you're scared, because you're used to buying or getting a vehicle that wasn't maintained like this vehicle, that wasn't a fleet vehicle, and you're worried about the mileage, don't call me or contact me about the vehicle. I don't sell these vehicles. They sell themselves. So, you know what this vehicle needs? It needs a driver. That's what it needs. So, if you're gonna call me about a vehicle and then start complaining about it right off the bat, you can go somewhere else. And I don't want to hear about like bad experiences at other places. That ain't me. So, I love helping people. I don't get cars that I don't like. If I think that a car is an issue, I'm not even gonna get it. So I don't get these just because, you know, I want to like just sell it and give somebody a car that they're not gonna like. I get these cars because I like them. I like this car. This is gonna be in a really low price range. This is gonna help somebody out. It's all-wheel drive. Nobody else's vehicle has been maintained like this. You know, if you're going to compare this to somebody's personal vehicle that has 163,000 miles on it and be like, oh, I'm worried about the mileage, then go somewhere else or look at a different vehicle I have that has lower miles. There's nothing wrong with this vehicle at this mileage. Somebody with their personal vehicle with this kind of mileage has not replaced all the stuff that's been replaced on their vehicle throughout its lifetime that this vehicle has had done to it. And you can see, just listen to this. Look at that, red lines just like it should, gets up and goes. There's nothing wrong with this vehicle. It needs a driver. So, most amount of vehicle for least amount of money, why pay more elsewhere? The website is interceptorking.com or copcarforsale.com. You can like me on, go to my YouTube channel. I have links to my YouTube channel and to my Facebook page for Interceptor King Auto Sales on my website. And if you're on your phone, which most people are these days, if you want to see the inventory, you got to click on menu plus, and then click on inventory. And you can also go to my sold page and see all the stuff I've sold. I just sold my 618th Crown Victoria yesterday, and just got this dropped off yesterday, so still need to clean it out a little bit, but this mileage on this car is nothing. There's places, some of these police departments are getting rid of these at 300,000 miles on them already, some of these places. So you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Ford Crown Vic back in the day, where the taxi guys used to put 300,000 to 400,000 miles on them. You know, these new vehicles are more sophisticated. The heater's on, it's nice and toasty in here. And this is a great vehicle. Plus, it's going to be in that low price range. Where else are you going to get a dependable vehicle that's all-wheel drive with winter performance tires on it already? The best tires. This has the best tires you can get. These tires are expensive, and the state troopers run around on those all year. And cruise control set at 70 miles per hour right now. We're just cruising, no foot on the gas pedal or nothing. And you got Bluetooth and a rear view camera. So don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Go to interceptorking.com for current inventory. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook. I'm right here in Gilchrist, Oregon. You have to make an appointment to come see me. I'm busy. Later.